Good morning, students. Welcome to Headlines of the Day. In this video, we will discuss about the Hindu newspaper dated 12 July 2022. Our first important headline is Population Stabilization Should Not Spark Demographic Imbalance UPCM. It is available on page number 4 related to paper 3 economy section. In this article, we have to know about the World Population Day. तो वर्ल्ड पॉपुलेशन डे की बात करें तो इट इज ऑब्जर्व्ड एवरी ईयर ऑन जुलाई 11 to raise awareness about global population issues. It was established by Governing Council of United Nations Development Program in 1989, right? Our next important headline is the new normal of political splits and shifts. It is available on page number 6 related to paper 2 Polity and Governance section. In this article, we have to know why do legislatures split from and switch parties without fearing the negative connotations, what damage it causes to the foundations of representative democracy, how the current phase is bizarre when compared to the past, laws to regulate the behavior of legislatures and loopholes linked to them, what further steps need to be taken in this context, right? तो इट इज बेस्ड ऑन लेजिस्लेचर हुई स्विच पार्टीज. तो जो लोग बार बार स्विच पार्टी करते थे उस पे बेस है ये आर्टिकल, राइट? और जो रिपरकशंस होती हैं इसकी इन टर्म्स ऑफ गवर्नमेंट फॉर्मेशन में होती है, मेंटेनेंस एंड टर्मिनेशन, राइट? तो टू कंट्रोल द फ्री मूवमेंट एंड रेगुलेट द बिहेवियर ऑफ लेजिस्लेचर, द एंटी डिफेक्शन लॉ वाज इंट्रोड्यूस्ड. पार्लियामेंट एडेड इट इनटू द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इन 1985, right? And then schedule was inserted in the constitution by 52 Amendment Act, right? It lays down the process by which legislatures may be disqualified on grounds of defection. अगर हम इश्यूज की बात करें जो कि लॉ से लिंक्ड है, वो है कि लॉ डिस्करेज किया है लॉ ने इंडिविजुअल मूवमेंट को, बट इट इंसेंटिवाइज अ कलेक्टिव मूवमेंट ऑफ लेजिस्लेचर्स सिंस इट लेड डाउन स्पेसिफिक नंबर टू लेजिटिमाइज एंड वैलिडेट party switches. When legislatures switch in groups, costs are shared. So anti-defection law and control of institutions are now weaponized by dominant parties to intervene in the internal working of opposition parties and sometimes make and break them, right? So what should be the way forward? What steps more need to be taken in this context? की बात करें तो election commission has suggested that it should be deciding authority in the defection cases, number 1. Number 2, Supreme Court recently said that Parliament should set up independent tribunal headed by retired judge of higher judiciary to decide defection cases swiftly and impartially. Some commentators have argued that president governor should hear defection petitions. और क्या कर सकते हैं हम कि in order to shield the detrimental effect of anti-defection law on representative democracy, the scope of law can be restricted only to those laws which defeat of government can lead to loss of confidence, right? Our next important headline is the scam fault line is damaging Indian banking, related available on page number 6 related to paper 3 economy section. In this article, we have to know about the reasons for scam in the banking industry, how the excessive losses to bank affect the economy, its citizens, concerns related to it, several measures taken by government of India and RBI to resolve the issues of scam. What more needs to be done in this context? अगर हम बात करें इस आर्टिकल की तो data by RBI show that around 34% of the scams in the banking industry are on account of inside work and due to poor lending practices and the involvement of junior and middle level management, right? जो impact होता है इसका, banking system of any country is the backbone of its economy, right? And excessive losses to bank affect every person in the country because the amount deposited in banks belong to citizens of the country, and NPA that bank incur are mainly due to the bad loans and scams. तो क्या steps इसमें लेने चाहिए? Banks have to exercise due diligence and cautions while offering funds, number 1. Number 2, the regulation control of chartered accountants is very important step to reduce non-performing asset of the bank. Banks should be cautious while lending to Indian companies that have taken huge loans abroad. There is also an urgent need to tighten internal and external audit system of banks. And one more thing, fast rotation of employee of bank loans department is very important, right? Our next important headline is search for dark matter. It is available on page number 8 related to paper 3 science and technology portion. In this article, we have to know what is dark matter. And why is it so elusive? What are the evidence from distance scales? अगर हम डार्क मैटर की बात करें तो एज वी नो कि ऑल इंटरेक्शंस इन द यूनिवर्स आर रिजल्ट ऑफ फोर फंडामेंटल फोर्सेस एक्टिंग ऑन पार्टिकल: strong nuclear force, weak nuclear force, electromagnetic force, and gravitation. Dark matter is made of particles that don't have charge, which means they don't interact through electromagnetic interactions, right? Many physicists strongly believe that entire visible part of the universe forms only 5% of all matter in it. They believe that rest is made of dark matter and dark energy, right? Our next important headline is the new guidelines to prevent unfair trade practices. It is available on page number 8 related to paper 2 governance section. In this article, we have to know about the powers of Central Consumer Protection Authority. Why has it issued guidelines and how they protect consumer interest? तो अगर हम CCPA यानी कि सेंट्रल कंज्यूमर प्रोटेक्शन अथॉरिटी की बात करें तो इट हैज बीन एस्टेब्लिश टू रेगुलेट मैटर related to violation of rights of consumers under Consumer CPA Act 2019. ये गाइडलाइंस क्यों लेके आई अभी? क्योंकि वेरियस ग्रीवेंसेस वेयर रजिस्टर्ड ऑन नेशनल कंज्यूमर हेल्पलाइन रिलेटेड टू अननेसेसरी लिविंग ऑफ सर्विस चार्ज इन द बिल. गाइडलाइंस क्या है? जो एज पर द न्यू गाइडलाइंस, होटल्स एंड रेस्टोरेंट्स आर प्रोहिबिटेड from leaving extra charges automatically by default in the bill or by any other name, right? Our next important headline is failing the forest, available on page number 9 related to paper 3 environment section. In this article we have to know about the provisions of forest conservation rules 2022, objectives, criticism and way forward. It is a straightforward article, right? Our next important headline is AI based Mandarin translation devices for army. It is available on page number 10 related to paper 3 and science and technology part. इसमें हमें जानना है कि what are the benefits of AI based Mandarin translation device for troops on LAC. तो इसकी बात करें तो जो नई डिवाइस आई है, इट इज एन ऑफलाइन हैंड हेल्ड लैंग्वेज ट्रांसलेशन सिस्टम विच इज बेस्ड ऑन artificial intelligence. It has been tested in forward areas and army has given lot of assistance. It is developed by an Indian startup, right? Our next important headline is India set to beat China in population, UN report. It is available on page number 12 related to paper 2 international relations and reports, right? In this article we have to know about the findings of recently released report of United Nations for global human population. United Nations has released a report projecting that India to surpass China as the world most populous country next year. It further stated that world population is forecast to reach 8 billion by mid November 2022, right? Our last important headline is RBI sets up system to settle international trade in rupees. It is available on page number 14 related to paper 3 economy section. In this article we have to know about the Reserve Bank of India's recent mechanism to facilitate international trade in rupees. Its objectives, तो objectives की बात करें तो it aims to promote growth of global trade with emphasis on exports from India and to support the increasing interest of global trading community in international trade in rupees. It may mechanism जो है, it may enable Indian exporters to receive advance payments against export from overseas importers in rupees. So that's all for the day. Thank you so much.